Hi, I'm Blossom Damania, and I am the Vice Dean for Research in the UNC School of Medicine. We have a large and thriving research community here at UNC Chapel Hill, where graduate students play central roles in groundbreaking discoveries. At Carolina, we have multidisciplinary teams comprised of stellar scientists, graduate students, and postdoctoral fellows who are working really hard to understand many different biological processes and are working to find cures and treatments for human disease.
You can't fix something if you don't know how it's supposed to work when it's working well. And you can't understand what's broken if you don't know how it's supposed to be fixed. UNC is a fantastic research university. We make lots of discoveries and we're very successful. I would be surprised if there was another institution that puts as much money and time and effort into making sure that the graduate training is as positive and effective as it can be. I think that's a special thing about UNC, is how much we invest in the success of the graduate students and not just the success of the department or the institution.
So let me tell you a little bit about BBSP. It's actually just the first year program. Students enter into BBSP, and then over the course of the year, they rotate into different labs, find their lab home and their departmental home. Where are you going to get your PhD from? Your graduate student years are a time of exploration. Certainly they're a time of scientific discovery. You are going to be learning things and discovering things in your field that no one knew before. You know, that's the discovery aspect of getting your PhD, and that's one thing that makes it so exciting. But you're also doing a lot of self-discovery. You're figuring out how you work best, what makes you most productive and efficient, what you love, what sparks your interest and your creativity. And so being exposed to a broad area of research, being exposed to different environments that you'll be doing during your rotations, and making connections, cross-disciplinary connections, I think are all really important ways to be able to be open and put yourself in a position where you can have an unexpected discovery about yourself and your own interest that you might not have known coming into grad school.
It was between this shirt and my new vibranium sweatshirt. It looks like a periodic table tile. I got it for my birthday. My mom got it for me. Whenever I entered, we had an IMSD cohort that was about 12 to 15 people. Seeing that there are other people who are pursuing the same degree as you, we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, and we're all gonna get to a point where we struggle because the PhD is hard. But recognizing that and just having sort of that reinforcement of like, you're not in this by yourself. You're not doing this in isolation is why like having that core group of people that you're comfortable with is so important in like getting to the finish line. When someone's stuck, there's a group that they can troubleshoot with, or they can even start a different project based on what someone else had an idea about. It means people don't feel so isolated, and they develop independence, but not completely by themselves.
The UNC School of Medicine is the home of the Biological and Biomedical Sciences program. The UNC School of Medicine brings in over $500 million in research funding each year, and we are ranked 6th among public schools of medicine in the country.
But really, it's about breaking down the barriers between subjects, which is going to attract a rather heterogeneous group of applicants. All of the leadership, we're here, we're always there for students throughout their time. But the time when they usually need us most is around the beginning when they're trying to find their way.
Well, there's nothing like the thrill of being the first person on the planet to know something. Changing directions until you finally get an answer, and now you know that answer. But then you get to tell everybody. And now there's new knowledge in the world that wasn't there before. And that's really quite a thrill.
I try to make the process a better experience broadly for the entire UNC community, but specifically creating opportunities and helping the success of students who are underrepresented in the biomedical sciences. When people ask me why I come and why I've stayed, I've really been proud of the work that we do. Diversity is not just one of these words that's embedded deeply in some strategic plan somewhere that nobody reads. There's an investment of people and time in ensuring that individuals are heard, that they have opportunity for success and advancement, that they feel like they are included.
Seeing like my thoughts and my complaints to a certain extent go past just them listening and into something that seems actionable was really important. And I can see that in just about every single person that I talk to, whether it's a staff member in OGE or my advisors directly.
Right away, I identify with, I have different identities. And so I identify with being first generation. So there's a group of students who are all first generation PhD students that we get together and talk. I identify with being Mexican American, so I have my IMSD cohort that I get together with and I talk to them, other students of color. I have my program in pharmacology. The nice thing is that I've got multiple support systems and UNC provides that. Even though it's like, I don't know, several hundred students, it really does feel like you're a part of a small little family, and I don't know how they do it, but they know like everybody's sort of, interests and stuff. So, and I like that. I like the fact that they take the time to actually learn us. It feels like I'm being looked after. As old as I am, I just feel like, it's always nice to know that somebody's taking care of you, just because somebody's looking out for you, I guess. So, and I feel like that here at UNC.
We have an amazing, diverse, and vibrant graduate program focused on training the next generation of scientists and researchers. Across UNC campus, we have 70 core facilities, all equipped with the latest technologies. And we have 56 NIH-funded training grants dedicated to the training of graduate students and postdoctoral fellows.
So just like graduate students can have multiple lab mentors, multiple faculty, multiple labs that they work with, they also have access to, some amazing equipment to do their research. So there's no limit on what kind of research you can do.
So here at UNC, we have what we call core facilities on campus. And the idea is that these are ways where we can bring expertise in either the form of people, technology, or equipment that normally wouldn't be available to any given lab, but is relevant to the whole community. Being able to know that basically any technique you have, there's an expert somewhere on campus whose specialty it is, to know what's happening in the field, to bring that to you, and to then apply it to your research program is why we have so many. And I really think that at UNC, it's amazing that, like, say, for example, the COVID projects we were working on, they included people from the dental school, from global public health, from microbiology, from immunology, from neurosciences. And the proximity of knowing each other, having students that have, been in each other's labs or having lunch together, I think it really accelerates the process.
When I first established my lab, one of my early mentors pulled me aside and said, "Mark, you're only ever going to be as good as the people you work with. The students, postdoctoral fellows, the staff, everybody who works with you is playing an essential role in contributing to the science. That isn't just doing the work, it's actually coming up with new ideas, promoting new ideas, being able to deal with adversity and things that don't necessarily work the first time. People who can handle that and learn from it really, I think, are well positioned for long-term success.
They already see something in me that I haven't, emphasizing my strengths. Like, these are the things that you're great at. And then playing to them while also incorporating, small things that also work on my weaknesses or where I may not do as well. I know that 100% of the time, Mark is gonna go to bat for me. He's gonna have my back. He is gonna be in my corner regardless. So yeah, Mark's pretty dope.
And I actually think one of the best things for me as a mentor is when one of my trainees in those conversations not only challenges me, but they convince me that they're right and I'm wrong. And again, that's not an adversarial interaction. That's part of the back and forth that makes for really good science. Science is collaboration. You can't do everything yourself. And the more smart people you bring together, the better the ideas are going to be, and the more we're going to achieve things that any individual by themselves wouldn't be able to do.
What I continue to be excited about is the fact that we are working really hard not to stagnate and to continue to evolve, continue to listen to the needs and adjust and adapt accordingly and appropriately, because the goal is to create a place where everybody can be successful, where none of us is burdened with all of these other things that can get in the way of our creativity, of our scientific success, our ability to work and be successful as a team. And if we can create that, our hope is that we can do pretty much anything.
I know it sounds a bit sappy because I really do love UNC, and it really was my dream to come back and work here. I really do think there's something special in the way that people work here and connect with each other and honestly try to help each other and support each other, and that it doesn't matter if you're an undergrad, a high school student, a PI, you are just a member in the community. And I think there's a welcoming supportiveness here that I have never experienced anywhere else. The life you get to live here and the opportunity, there's no other concentration of other universities and industry, I don't think, anywhere.